Welcome everybody. I'm Q from WeWeb. I'm in charge of marketing and growth, and Florian is our chief product officer. So anything related to the roadmap or the product, it's him basically. um, yeah, how are you doing, Flo? By the way,
Good, thank you, Q. And you?
I'm fine, really fine actually. So thanks. And the idea is that it's the first time we're doing this on Zoom, as I was saying, because now we want people to be able to step up on scene and share the screen if needed, because you can also ask questions about what you're doing in the product. And for this, feel free to ask me in the chat, and I will nominate you as panelist in Zoom so that you can share your screen, your webcam, and the sound. The webcam is not needed, though, if you don't want to share your face. But sharing the screen and the mic would be really useful. Otherwise, if it's questions related to the roadmap or, like pricing or anything that's not tied to your app, you can ask it in the chat and we'll try to answer it on the fly. Yeah, Joyce was like, I went to Twitch before remembering it was on Zoom. The thing is, I could stream directly to Twitch and YouTube, but I want to, like, the replays, by the way, will be available on YouTube and LinkedIn, I think. But I want to be able to mount them and maybe cut some stuff, like do short videos around them. So that it's not streaming right now to YouTube, but it will be available. The subtitles. Oh, we have subtitles. Nice. Okay, nice. So I think we've got a question already from Mark that could be yeah, sorry, I'm like I was seeing my subtitles and it's really okay, let me remove them because I'm not used to them. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really getting into Zoom. So it's the first time. Please don't judge me. Next time will be better. It would be great if the roadmap could be updated each week. There is sadly more info on what's in the works on Twitter and community posts. It would be great if this could be updated one time per week and you could add in beta and have estimated release month. Maybe I will let Flo answer on this, but that's something we get a lot in the community from our main users. It's that having some kind of a deadline for tickets they ask, even if we don't do it, just telling them it won't come. But yeah, we definitely have to work on how we communicate release dates or if we are doing things. But I think Flo is more suited than me to answer this.
But that's a really good question because to tell you the truth, it's an open question in the team right now. So we are discussing that. I can give you my personal point of view right now. I don't think we would update every week a roadmap, I mean, in public, because we always have some slight changes in the releases. So we release every week a new version of WeWeb with bug fixes and new features. And sometimes, depending on the test we are doing, so we try to ship as fast as possible. But depending on the test, sometimes we want to improve some features, and so we decide to ship it the week after. And we don't want you to have to follow this on a weekly basis, but I think on a monthly basis it could be a really nice idea. So in any case, we are discussing to be a bit more transparent publicly on our roadmap, so you could see what's coming and know what we are prioritizing, so you can just decide to go into a feature or to wait for an action productized, for example, or something like this. So, or I know sometimes many things are doable in JavaScript in WeWeb, and we are trying to productize more and more things, and sometimes it's better to wait for us to do a native action, for example, instead of writing the code directly in an action, for example. So yeah, we are going to try to be more transparent case.
Yeah, and that's something I think will work in Q4, so by the end of the year, because we have many on our plate, but that's definitely something we want to work on. And as you said, Mark, because you added in the chat, understood on bug fixes and improvements, actually, that could be also a nice thing to have, because some people want to know when bug fixes are coming to production. but new Epic features, it would be really very, very helpful to know. And as Joyce is saying, for the Epic, like the big subjects, they are on feedback.weweb.io and they are up to date, like most of the time. And also that's why we have office hours now, because we want to explain why we do some changes in the roadmap, because sometimes we don't have other choice and we're still a small team. So we have to prioritize everything. And I think the main answer for this, if I may, that we also said during our latest office hours, that we want to work on no-code components and the marketplace for November. And by doing this, the community will be able to add many new bricks to WeWeb that we won't have to do. So we'll focus on bug fixes and collaboration. So yeah. But
can you briefly on big topics right now? The big topics are versioning and rollbacks for your editor. So this is the coming feature. In-app logs, so you can understand everything that's going on in your editor. So this is the next big features. And then it's going to be components and marketplace. So yeah, the big things coming for the coming months are those topics.
Maybe just throw about this because we had the question. Like people were asking sometime what's the difference with the new versioning and logs, because we still have rollbacks right now in the editor, but what will come in the following weeks? Because I think it's scheduled for next month, if I'm right. Yeah.
So what's today you can roll back what's in production. So what you publish. Basically, you publish a version of your application and then you can roll back to any version you published. But you cannot roll back your editor. So for example, if you delete a section on elements, you have to ask us if you want to recover it, for example. So what's coming is that you're going to be able to do some commits. You're going to have some automatic commits done too. So if you delete something, you're going to be able to roll back to any version of your editor. So for example, I want to just have the version I had yesterday on the editor. Done. What you're going to also be able to do is, if you don't want to roll back, but because you are collaborating, for example, with someone, and if you roll back, you're going to lose his work too. So as we don't have branches right now, what you're going to be able to do is to open in a new tab the previous version of your editor, so the week after, for example, in a read-only mode, and then you're going to be able to copy-paste anything you like into your current version. So for fixing things, oh no, I prefer what I did before, but you don't want to roll back everything, you're going to be able to, thanks to this read-only mode, just be able to copy-paste what you want into your current version.
Nice. I see there's many questions already in the Q&A tab. Thanks for using it, by the way. Maybe we'll answer the first one. So Neil was wondering if the global headers part in Xano's plugin on WeWeb would be a good place to use the off headers, so like the bearer token and the off token. And if not, what are the global headers usually used for?
So I think you don't need.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go on.
No, I just wanted to say that maybe for the next question, because I saw that you have big questions, Neil already will invite you to step up on scene if that's okay with you. But for this one, I think Flo can answer by himself.
So it's not a good idea to put your OS information or OS token in there, because we are doing that automatically with Xano. So if you
use Xano off though, yeah.
Yeah, if you use Xano, exactly. If you use Xano, you don't need to manage the global headers for authentication. We are doing that automatically. So I can tell you what's the goal for this. So for some application, you wish to have your own kind of global headers for all your requests. For example, some backends just want to accept requests with in the header an ID, for example, to know where it's coming from with their own rules. And so for the project that has this practice, it's really hard, because you have to add the headers on all your requests. So to prevent you from having to do that, you have the global headers. But keep in mind that it's for all your requests except for the authentication, because we are taking care of this if you are using a Xano also, of course.
Okay, nice. Okay. That makes sense. Thank you. Nice. So I will take the questions in order, by the way, but we'll come back to your next question in a moment, Neil. So Michelle is asking, when using the provided search element, how to display conditional texts of no records found when the data grid actually returns 0 results? Are you getting this question, Flo, or should we invite a person on stage? So Michelle, would you be okay to step up on scene for that? So that you can show us what you actually mean. I think I get it, but I'm not sure, to be honest. It's like you're having a search with the data grid, and maybe we want to customize the no record found. But okay. So let me promote you to panelists, and you'll be able to share. Nice. Hey.
Hi. Okay, so can you hear me by chance? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Nice to meet everyone. It's just a quick question, and I'm using the standard search element provided. And when filtered, like if I put, a filter, it returns 0 results correctly. However, if I wanted to conditionally render a text element, perhaps by using binding to the length of the data grid, I'm unable to figure out how to show something like no records found.
Yeah. So unfortunately, yeah. So you have to do it manually. So you have to add a new text, just below your data grid, for example.
Yeah, like this, right?
Yes, yeah. Exactly. And then should be able to bind the lens. So this one is not working, right?
I have not figured it out.
Okay, this is weird. Can you type in a search so we can see what's in the collection?
Oh, sure. I think what is happening is but hold on one second. I can show you the collection here. This is just the users from Xano. It's pretty simple. I'm more or less just testing and learning.
We can. Can you try a search so we can see?
That gives you 0 results, for example.
Exactly.
Oh, sure. Do you want me to go to?
That's it, like you did before. Yes, in here. Perfect. And can you go back to the binding of no records found? Just like you did in your conditional rendering in here. Yeah. If you can select it and go here. Yeah. So we can see the collection here. So you are binding to user by org.data.lens. So where is this?
0 though.
Yeah.
But
can
maybe
you just remove the minus one? Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. But I let Flo do it. Sorry.
Just remove it, yeah. So we can see what's the value. So it's 5. So you do have something in here. So are you sure you bound the data grid to the same collection?
I can show you really quickly. I think I did. I think it has something to do with the standard element always seeing the whole data. But let's just very quickly look at.
Yeah, you can just click on the data grid. No, you can let it like this.
Oh, sorry. I'll go back.
You can let it.
Oops. I'm still learning.
No worries.
No worry.
All right. So
in here, so user by
you've got a front end filter, so maybe that's you're doing the filter in the front end. I think that's why.
Okay. Yeah. So I shouldn't be doing it this way.
You can, but the issue is that as you are basically I can explain why it's doing that. So you have your collection user by org.data and you have values in here. And then you are typing something in your search element, and you are filtering on the data grid, so on top of the collection. So basically, your data grid, when you bind, has the data, and then you are filtering it in here. So this is just for this element. So this is why when you try to access your data filtered in the elements, it's not filtered. You had 5 items in there. So this is why.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So
yeah.
So the best way is to put this filter in the collection directly.
Yeah,
so
if you want to filter the whole collection though, because if you filter the collection, it will be filtered for the whole app. So
exactly.
yeah.
So you just have to copy what you did here. You have to do it on the collection. So if you go back to your list of collections, yeah, in here you see on the next step, you have filter in here, and it's exactly the same one.
Yeah.
So you can click on it and then create it. And one thing I can show you that you can do is you can start by add a condition group, for example. And in here you have apply if, and this is a nice one. If you click on apply if, you're gonna have a new condition group, on off. So you can try by clicking on off. But the nice thing for you in here, you can bind this on off. You have a little plug icon just above, just near the on off. Yes, in here, and you can bind in here to your to the variable of your search elements, and you apply the filter only if you have a value in the search element.
So
search bar value, just search bar value. You can click on it, and you need a boolean. So you need to. I can show you a trick in here. It's a developer trick, or you can use a formula to do it. I think it's named toBool. Yes, this one exactly. Yeah. And you can drag and drop the search bar value inside the formula.
I didn't even know you could do that. Very cool. All right, interesting. Because I was always not dragging and dropping manually. Okay. So interesting. Yeah. So if there's a value, it will return true, which will then execute the conditions that you know.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, that's fantastic.
And basically, you can get back the conditions you have in the data grid, throw them here, and it will be filtered for the whole collection. So the no record found will work, basically.
Okay, easy. That's all I need. Thank you so much.
Nice. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me remove Michelle now that we answered the question. Cool. Okay, one more question from Zachary. Having more insight on usage for the future advanced animation displayed, but not linked to docs. Sorry, I'm not sure to get it, Zach. Like, you mean you want to know when the animations are coming to the app because they are in beta right now? I'm not sure you were talking about this. So if you can just tell us in the chat, that'd be great. Yeah, but because maybe some of you don't know, but last week we pushed to productions the animations and the scroll events, but they are in beta. So if you ask us, we'll give you the access, but we want to beta test it before pushing it to many users because that's still really early. But maybe Flo can talk a bit about it, like maybe the keyframe editor, or you can show it. I don't know.
I can, but
I think I took you by surprise.
No problem for this, but this is what I propose. We go through all the questions, and when we're done, I show the keyframes.
Yeah, no worries. So Zachary say, I see the advanced on-off, but can't use it. I'm not sure to get it still. Maybe you want to step also on scene, Zach, so that we can answer this. That's okay with you. Yeah, okay. Promote. Sorry, it's taking a bit more time promoting people on Zoom, but hopefully I like it already, like talking to people. So yeah. Hey, Zach. How you doing? Zach is the creator of Cream UI, by the way, UI kit for WeWeb, because we have 2 UI kits for WeWeb already, WeWeb UI by Chad Smith and Cream UI by Zach. So yeah.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Nice.
So basically, I have the advanced animation, basically,
Yeah.
but the on-off display, basically, but I don't have the feature that are linked to that.
Can you show us?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's possible that we didn't give you everything in the beta access.
Okay. Wait a
Um,
second.
And people in the chat will see this, and they will all want to have beta access. For sure. No, but that's no biggie.
Don't worry.
We can give the access.
So I will share my
I don't
screen.
know if we can do some private message.
Yes.
Yeah, you can talk to only one person, Flo, if you want.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
So
gonna need your email, Zachary. So if you can share it in a private message to check your beta access.
But maybe you can check on the screen to see, like, for people that maybe have the same issue. So just showing us.
Okay.
Hopefully it helps
So
people.
basically for that,
yeah,
let's say I don't have an ID. I still have this section that when I put it, I can make
yes.
on, but
yes, that's the issue.
Just that.
Okay, and if
it's
you
not a big thing,
can you scroll
but
down?
yes.
Then normally you should have a brand new section in the styles to do animation with keyframes and everything.
Okay.
I think we missed to give you that access. So I just need to.
Yeah, it will give you the access, no worries. But like, if you go in styles, then you have like a new section with the animations.
Okay. Yes, indeed. I don't often go here, but yes. Okay. I will check this.
I found you. Yeah. Can you refresh?
Of course. I will.
No, sorry, it was a bit too quickly. Let me do that too and update. Okay, can you refresh now? And now can you select an element and in styles in the first tab?
First tab.
In the style where you have the padding.
Sorry.
And can you scroll down, and in here you got animation. And
okay.
Here you are.
Nice. Yes, cool. Thank you. Okay.
And if you click your open editor at the end to tease the others, you've got keyframes and you've got a button called open editor. Oh, it was there. On an element, any elements. No. Click on any element. Go back to the animation section. No, in settings. Yeah, in settings. And if you scroll down, in here you've got this nice button, and here you're gonna have a keyframe editor to create your own keyframes, and you can import. You have a nice import button, so you can find any keyframes on the internet, paste in here, and you're gonna see all the keyframes in the editor, and you're gonna be able to change them.
Amazing. It was the teaser you made on Twitter, the small video back.
Exactly.
Okay, nice. Perfect. Super. Can't wait to try it out. And just, do you plan to be able to have, for example, here the possibility to reorganize the classes, the group classes, for example, having an element and button, but our element above the button group classes.
Yes, because right now it's sorted by alphabetically.
Yes.
Yeah. Not yet.
Just,
No. Right now,
just
you
hesitate.
need to rename your
Okay. No problem.
classes to do that.
Nice. Cool. That's
Thank you.
all, Zach?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very
Cool.
much.
No worries.
Thank you.
Okay. So we have one question from Neil. Second question. So it's about complex one. I think I'm using a generated URL using query variables in the URL for external team members to register on the app and automatically join the team whose ID is in the query variable in the URL. My fear is that people can abuse this by typing an ID into the URL and randomly joining people teams. Is there any method you guys suggest to handle this? For example, maybe obfuscating the URL somehow, but not sure if query variables would work in that regard. Would love any advice in that regard. So maybe you can step up if you want to show us what it is, but I think I have an answer already. Is that your ID? You can, yeah, sure. So let me invite you. What you can do is that you can use UUID instead of normal IDs because they are really long and random, so it's hard to find. And otherwise, depends on your app though, but you can have like authentication mechanism to check that a user is asking the right ID, for example.
Oh, what's up, guys? Sorry, my
Hey.
the audio got cut out there for a second as I joined.
Yeah, no worries. Nice, you've got a nice setup too.
Yeah. Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice. Yeah, so as I was saying, you can use UUIDs, for example, but it's more like to configure it on your backend. You know, it's like big, long random strings that are used in DBs that can replace normal IDs. And the other thing is maybe, but it's dependent on your app. So maybe it would be interesting to see how your app works, but you can have like an off mechanism to check if the user is on the right page.
Exactly.
And is to check if
yeah.
you...
The best way is to force your user to log in. So even if someone's managed to steal your ID, to accept the invitation, he has to log in.
So they log in and then the team ID
they click
applied.
OK. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Accept, apply the team ID after they log in. Okay, awesome. That makes total sense. I can show you guys that as
feel
well.
Free,
yeah. Here, let's see here. I've been putting a lot of time in on this, so
nice.
I'll make sure I do everything right. All right, so if we come to our list of clients here.
I love the design already, man.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on it. I'm a UI designer by practice, so It's awesome. I'm actually able to build this stuff out that I've been designing for years, you know, do it myself, which is awesome.
That's great.
So let's say we come into this client here. I know it says funnel for demo, that's the name of the client. I have it set up so that the invite client button has a simple link. I didn't want to go through setting up, email provider and whatnot. And that URL has the ID at the end. So you're saying there's a way I can convert this to a UUID.
Yeah.
Back-end wise, or is that done on the front end through WeWeb?
You should use it won't change anything on the front end because basically you will ask WeWeb to use whichever is the ID from the database. So you should change it in your database. I don't know which backend you're using. Like, is it Xano or Supabase?
Xano. Yep.
So Xano, what you could do is that you can create a new, like, not having to change your ID column because sometimes it's a hard thing to do. You can create a new column, which is like, I don't know, shareable ID, for example. And you set it as UUID, so Xano will automatically generate it. And then you can ask WeWeb to use this UUID instead. And it should be okay because basically UUID are so random and long that they are almost impossible to find.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Okay, so that's perfect. I can definitely do that on a Xano side.
Yeah.
And then questions, I only had one other question, I guess, here, and this just started happening today. So I have this UI kit, WeWeb Atom UI kit, but every time I click on it, I keep getting this error. You need to be the admin. But I am the admin, so I'm just a bit confused on that. If I need to do anything or recreate the UI kit.
No, you should not have to recreate it.
saying it's a bug.
Yeah, it's a like, could you create a ticket? We're gonna check that.
Okay, nice.
quickly.
No problem. I just want to bring it up. It's not a big deal because I already got all the components in here. So I'm just like,
And by the way, we are going to revamp all this design system. So yeah, I forgot on
nice.
big topics. We're going to revamp design systems in WeWeb. It's going to be maybe called libraries. We're discussing this, but you're gonna have a library or design system linked to one project. It won't be at the workspace level anymore. It's gonna be linked to one project like a file in Figma, basically.
Ah, okay.
And then you're gonna be able to decide if you wish to share this design system to other projects in your workspace. And so
Okay,
you're gonna be able to manage your colors, typographies, elements you save in the library, and of course after that the components you're gonna put inside. So it's gonna be much more easier to share between your projects, and of course after that to be able to share it in the marketplace too. So this is the first step for the marketplace.
I like that. Okay, awesome. And then I realized I had one last question. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Last question I got here. Let me give it a second here to load. So I have an area where users can upload files. All works perfectly. I'll just upload this guy's face, for example. The problem I'm having is when I go to download any of these files, it opens the file in a new tab, whatever type of file it is, even an SVG, right? Rather than download. So I was wondering how I can have that download in the browser.
I've got what you need.
Did you use the small script we posted on the docs for this? Maybe I can share it back because I think we're still, you still need to use a JavaScript custom action to do this, but pretty soon it will be a native no-code action in WeWeb. And I don't know if Flo, you have the code, otherwise I should have it, but I think it's on the docs. Yeah, cool.
Give me just 1 second so I can.
So rather than linking it to the download action, I'm running a JavaScript snippet through the workflow.
And basically what this snippet does is that it creates a fake, like a link it's hidden in the page, and you ask the browser to download the file instead of opening the link. But that you need to use some JavaScript, but I think in a few weeks, also maybe this month or next month, it will be a native no-code action in WeWeb. But in the meantime, you can use the custom JavaScript action. Yeah.
So,
okay. And where do I find that?
Flo is searching for it.
Nice.
I have it. But I think it's going to be ugly if I paste it in here.
But hopefully I have it on the docs if I made my work.
I can put a file. So let me create a file for this. Give me 1 sec.
Oh, you have the gist on GitHub if you want, Flo.
Well,
I can share it in the chat.
I've got a nice new one to, easy to use. Give me just 1 sec. You just have to load.js. Okay, in here, save, have it, and now I can, I think, in the chat, just add a file.
Make sure to send it to everybody in the chat. Because I think, nice, cool.
Oh, download that.
It's okay for everyone?
Yep. And I will add it on the docs right after this office hour. That everybody can benefit from it.
Let's do it together.
Yeah, let's do it live. Nice.
Yeah, let's do it live. So you can copy paste everything in here.
Okay, copy paste everything.
And then you go to your workflows, to your global workflows. Let's create a global next workflow.
Create global, okay. Give me 1 sec. The Zoom screen share thing is covering my
Yeah.
always, every time it's covering exactly what I need to access. Okay, so I'm going to workflows.
Workflows in here. So you can click in here. You can name it download file from URL.
Got it.
And then you can add 2 parameters in here also. Like the URL. And the other one, it can be the file name.
file name. Okay.
But both text, so it's okay. And then you can create an action and a JavaScript action. Yeah, custom JavaScript. And in here, you can paste the code. And you just need to change the first line, so the second line. In here, you see, no, you don't need to change anything.
No, it was lowercase in the
Yeah, no, it's okay.
URL.
Yes, your context parameter, you may need to change that. Yeah, and you've got to see the file somewhere. No, this one you don't need to change. And yes, the file name, where did I use the file name? Below.
Yeah.
Yes, in here.
So
I don't remember how you, yeah, perfect. And that's it.
Oh, and that's it?
And that's it, yes. Now you can select your icon where you
okay,
where
so
you put the...
So now I go back to the button, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go to the button. Sorry, it's lagging.
Yeah, no worries.
All the damn Xano tabs here.
Classic.
So many Xano tabs always. Okay, so this button here, I'm removing the download. And I can remove this. I tried doing the HTML attribute. I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
No, the best way to do it is through. But we're gonna create a dedicated action for this.
So now I'm gonna delete this workflow. I'm gonna create a new one. I'm gonna execute workflow.
Exactly.
I'm going to search download file from URL. The first parameter is going to be item.
Maybe in file. Yeah. So
yeah, URL, perfect.
And file
then the name.
Name. Yeah.
Name.
Hopefully that works.
Yeah.
Zemo effects.
All right, moment of truth. Let's see if I load his face. Oh, there it is, guys. There it is. Perfect.
Looks nice.
Yeah, so much. I was so confused on that, but that makes total sense. And now I know how to use global workflows as well. I didn't know you could set parameters like that and just map them in that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been copy and pasting all over the over the
it's a nice way to to industrialize your work.
Like it. Awesome, man. Thank you guys so much. That's I think that's all my questions. I was gonna ask about messaging as well, but I think that's more on a Xano side of things. I know they have like a real-time kind of.
They have a plugin, but I'm not sure we handle this, to be honest, because we have the question a lot. We should work on real time, but it's not for right now.
Okay.
We handle real time with Supabase, but because it's using WebSockets natively in the plugin, I think for Xano it won't be real time. But if you're using a paid plan, you can fetch everything really often. The only thing is that you won't have the notification on the front end, because how WebSocket works is that you connect to a backend, and every time there's an update, the backend will ping all the front ends so that you see the new messages, for example. And I'm not sure it will work with their Ably, because they're using Ably, which is another tool. So that's something that will come to WeWeb, but not before next year, I think.
Okay, that makes total sense. So you would recommend, because messaging is not like a core feature, you'd recommend probably leaving it out for now then? Or if
using Supabase, but that means two backend for you, so that's not the best thing, I think.
Because then you'd have users on both both databases, right?
Or you can keep using Xano and just to refresh on a regular basis. It's not perfect, but if you don't have a lot of a charge, it could work.
Yeah, I'm cool with refreshing on a regular basis, but how would I do that? How would I fetch the collection every like 10 seconds, let's say?
10 seconds. So yeah, you're gonna need some JavaScript to do that and to trigger your workflow with
JavaScript to trigger the workflow every 10 seconds, for example.
I don't know if you're a doc for this.
No,
I can figure that out. I can figure that out on my own. I've been using the Copilot for everything under the sun. So
but that's something that's hidden because you're using the WoWolib, and we need to do docs on this. Because I think refreshing a collection was in the roadmap for a long time, but we don't want to give that to everybody, because basically what people will do is that they will abuse it, and that's something you shouldn't do normally in your app. Because if you have like 10 users refreshing, every 3 seconds, for example, your backend can be really spammed really easily. So normally you should use WebSockets, but yeah, we can share the WoWlib maybe after the live, and I will do a post on the community, and maybe I did to the docs. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, that makes total sense. Because if someone left their computer screen open for 2 days, they'd be running a request on my every 10 seconds.
And trust us, it happens.
I probably accidentally do that myself on the own application. So okay, that makes sense, guys. I'll look into what solution I can find for that. But yeah, that answers all my questions for now. Thank you guys so much.
No worries.
Cool.
All right, guys. Thank you. I don't know how to. If you guys,
I will remove you.
Have a great day.
Okay. Nice. Then I will come back to your question after, Zachary, because I think we need to get to someone else. So Gina was asking question about JavaScript integration. I've added JavaScript code into the body section for the page getting an element by ID. I had added the ID in the HTML attributes section. When I publish the site, the JavaScript code cannot find the element with that ID. And if I go to developer tools, this ID is not attached to the element. So that could be many things. Maybe we'll also get you to step up on scene, if that's okay. Because some of our elements have enclosing divs on top of the elements. So sometimes it's hard to use the HTML IDs. And something that we'll do in the future is that we'll add the possibility to render code that you add in the body or the head of a page or the app in the editor. So yeah, I will invite you, Gina, and we'll double check, because we have some elements, and that's something we'll need to work on, that have also like div that are added during the publish. So the ID is not added directly to the element, but to a div on top of it sometimes. So let me promote you.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Lina.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you.
So could you show us what you want to do with the ID?
And what you want to do with it?
That'd be great.
Sorry, this is a new computer. I have to keep giving it access.
No worries. Nice.
Okay, you can see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so it's like for this element, I was trying to set it so on click, then it displays another drop down of links. I don't know if maybe the way I was going about it isn't the best way to do it. And after the last question, I don't know if I should maybe be doing like a workflow or something instead. But I had added this ID in the HTML attributes. And then for the page in the custom code, I have the JavaScript for the event listener.
Okay. What do you want to do with this script, basically? Because I saw some display flex. Do you want to display something or remove something?
Yes. So it's not, it is this drop down. Yeah. Which is hidden right now.
Yeah. So what you could do inside WeWeb, is that the display could be bound to a variable, and basically when the users click on the navbar, you change the value of this variable. Okay. And because the display is bound to the variable, it will automatically change according to what's inside the variable. So you could say like display yes or no, or like flex or block, this kind of things. And you could do this. We can do this with you if you want, but just by using a workflow on your navbar.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Do you have the design of the drop down? Because so
the drop down would be this.
Okay.
So right now I just have it set to display none.
Okay. So let's create a variable for this. So you can go to the top bar in the little database icon. We're gonna need a variable for this. So first, in here, perfect.
Okay.
You can go to variables. and you can create a new variable that you can call. So you're gonna have different panels, right? To display depending
there's
on what
two different drop downs.
Okay, so let's create an object for this. It's gonna be easier for. So you can call it panels or drop down, yeah. Drop downs, because we're gonna put everything into one variable. It's gonna be much more easier. And you can the type you can set up an object as an object, and inside this object you can an array. Sorry, I said a multiple one. Sorry, not an object, an array.
Are you familiar with objects and arrays, these kind of things? Or yeah, cool.
Perfect. So an array, in this array we're gonna put some objects, and the first object you can create. So yeah, inside. Nice. And inside you're gonna have a nice new editor in soon to edit in here. So in here you can say name, and it will be the name of your first drop down.
Okay.
Perfect. So you have to put brackets so it can be a string inside.
Oh yeah.
Around played around, and also around name.
And around
it has to be exactly.
Yeah, because
for people to
sorry for people to know, because we had the question many times. In this editor, it's actually JSON. That's why you need names for the keys. It's not JavaScript, and in the workflows it's JavaScript. But we'll work on this. And as Flo said, we had a small teaser on Twitter. Soon you will have a Visual Studio Code editor for this with auto-completion. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
So in here you can put comma and another property that you can call display. And true false. You can set true, for example, right?
Start with false, or
we'll start with
false.
Okay.
And you can preserve on navigation can be useful or not.
I would say
decide.
No.
Yeah, I would say no. When you change the page, you're gonna want the default value again. So say no.
Okay.
For the preserve on navigation, the toggle just below the default value, you have yes, no. For preserve on navigation.
Here.
Yes, you can say no, I think, for you.
So
and you can
preserve on navigation. Yeah, sorry, because I just want to explain to people in the chat. Preserve on navigation is to conserve the value when the user is changing a page. Save in local storage is the same, but it will also preserve it when the user leaves the app, and when he comes back, it will get to the value like the variable I had when he left.
Exactly. So wisdom with the local storage also, because you need to refresh it at that moment. So you need to be careful. Okay, you can click create now. And then,
then log in again.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know what my password is.
No worries.
Okay, there we go.
Cool.
Perfect.
Hopefully it's saved.
Hopefully it's saved, yes.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh no.
No, it's not. Sorry for that.
That's okay. So just explain what I would do next. That's fine.
Okay, so then you need to bind display or conditional rendering just to the variable, to the boolean of the
okay,
variable.
so here I would
you find the variable in exactly, and
the
just
one on the
bind
drop
to
down.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, but yeah, so now it's there.
Yeah.
What thing you're gonna have to do is also a workflow on your header. So when you click on the link, you have to edit that variable.
Okay.
And so when you're gonna select the array, you're gonna have a toggle called partial update. They're gonna help you to edit just the part of the object you want. You won't have to recreate everything, but normally you should find it. If you don't, ask us.
Okay. So this is along the same lines, just since that didn't use JavaScript. We're also trying to implement a Mapbox page, which would be this one. So I added 2 empty divs here with the HTML attributes for the ID, because the Mapbox code, it targets it through JavaScript to insert the map like into the div with the appropriate ID. But then again, since the IDs weren't
you're not using the Mapbox plugin for this?
Yeah, you have a plugin for this.
No, so that was my other question in this chat. I did go to install it, and then I didn't know what I was supposed to click on to actually get it to do anything.
Let's do it.
Like I have.
Yeah, and then you can drag and drop the map from Mapbox directly where you want. Why is it not displaying?
So
Because your div is maybe super small, but that's weird.
Your container? Or
But then would I have to like add all of the markers manually?
No, you can bind them.
You can bind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also the same way. The way WeWeb works is that you've got variables inside your app that are updated by user interactions or like collections, anything you will fetch with APIs. And these variables, you can bind them to anything in WeWeb, like CSS, libraries, other API calls. And basically, variables are the states of your app. And when you change the state, like components in WeWeb will react to this in real time. So every time you want to update the map, like display dropdown or not, send the value of a form to a backend, you should use workflows and variables, basically, to do this.
Okay.
And hopefully, everything is explained in the academy that was made by Joyce, our product marketing manager. So if you want, you've got like nice tutorials on academy.weweb.io to see how it works. But that's really how WeWeb works, because basically when you're using IDs, you're using WeWeb kind of like Webflow, but WeWeb is all about web applications, so it's reactive. So you shouldn't do this. It's way easier to use variables and workflows.
We're moving over from Webflow.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, no worries. No worries.
Okay,
so, yeah.
cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I'm checking the other questions. I see we have only 5 minutes left. Sorry, so I will have to leave some questions. I will check the other questions, guys, and maybe we'll answer them during the next office hours. So I will take the one from Theo. So hi guys, I'm currently exploring the WeWeb with Xano stack. Very promising so far, but I'm hitting a few roadblocks. One, I am trying to add an input text box that provides auto-completion for user's address using Google Maps API. Do you have example or how could this be achieved? So for the first one, maybe Flo, you've got an answer for this.
I do. Let me share my screen to be easier.
Nice. Flo is showing us will show us the real stuff.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to be quick in here. So I think we have something like this. If you type in result in the search, you're gonna have search with results. And I think this is what you need regarding what you said. When you drag and drop it, you're gonna have some variables added to your project in here. So a collection of addresses. I'm gonna get to that. Search results and item selected. So I place it. And in here, for example, if I start to type in Jane, I think this is something like this here. You want, I don't know why I have this one, but you're gonna have this. So this element, I will go in details right now, but you're gonna find out how it's built. So you can check how it's built, but I just want to show you to what it's bound. I think it's yes, this collection list should be bound to yes, search results. So instead of search results in here, if you make a call, let me think about it. Yeah, so it can be a collection or it can be a variable, and then when you type in here in the search, if I go to search in here, I get the value from the element, so you can find it in the lightning tab in here. You've got the event of the click, so you get unchanged the value of your input, and then in here, yeah, in here I do search for name in addresses. So this is a bit for the purpose of this example, but it's looking into the variable because the collection of addresses it's hard coded, it's in the variable. But instead of searching in here, you can make a call in anywhere.
Yeah,
and then
API call.
You get the result. Yeah, an API call. You get the result and you save it into the search result variable in here. So in here in the value, you can go in the Lightning tab and you can get the result of the previous action. So this one, and you get the result. You save it into the search results variable, and you're gonna have it below the search input. So sorry, it was a bit quick, but this is how you can manage that easily and with the design you want. Basically, in here, everything is editable.
That's cool because that gives us an idea of tutorials to do with Joyce. So maybe we'll do one on this. If there are, I'm not even sure, but maybe there's one already on YouTube that Joyce has made. So
maybe
feel free to check. And for the second question, my app is white labeled, so I am currently using subdomain for each of my user. Example, user1.appurl.com. I would like to make sure that I can do that using web by binding the URL path to a specific user and keep one single code base. Not sure you can do this in WeWeb without self-hosting. Because one app in WeWeb is tied to one subdomain. That's a question we're getting recently, so maybe Flow is able to answer. But I'm not sure we can because of our Amazon Web Service current infrastructure.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, I think you're going to have to do it with a variable in URL. It would be www.appurl.com/user1.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can do it with subdomain without a proxy.
Yeah, otherwise you will need
you could do it with a proxy, and it's a bit of work with Cloudflare, for example, or you will get the subdomain and then redirect to your app/user1 behind without the user to see it. So you could do it with a proxy, but natively with WeWeb it won't be possible.
Yeah. And Mark is talking about coalias.com. I know it works with WeWeb, but I'm not sure you can tell it to use the right subdomain for the right user. You will need to check in their docs, to be honest. I can't answer this. But yeah, in the meantime, I would use a path, as Florian said, or a query string. And that's something we'll maybe add, but not before next year because the roadmap is already full for this year. So, and you're not the first one to ask for it. For maybe that's something we'll add anyway. Okay. Okay, we have questions from Bertrand. Can you? I don't know if you can stop your screen. Flo, can you remove your screen?
Yes, of course. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks. Because I hope we will see our faces when we are streaming, like sharing the screen, because I will have to mount the video after, but no worries, I will check. Bertrand is asking, how can I delete a project from the dashboard? So you need to go in the project settings and there will be a delete button at the end of the page, and you will need to enter the project name and it will be done forever. So be sure to do that you want to do this. And basically you can check this in the docs, like it's also written in the docs. May I change the image icon of a project on the dashboard? The image icon of a project on the dashboard. Not sure to get what you mean.
In the web dashboard?
Normally it's the image of the last time you published, like the homepage
of the
exactly. Homepage.
You need to publish and it will be the homepage.
Yeah.
We do a screenshot of the homepage.
And a note, the SQL documentation link is broken on the plugin page. Yeah, Joyce told me I will rewrite it, hopefully this week. Sorry for this. Cool. And last one for today, and then sorry, we'll have to do the other ones next week. But Zol is asking, is there any suggested naming convention for the elements? I think we don't have any conventions, but that's something we'll need to work on, or maybe someone like Cream UI or WeWeb UI will do. Because I know that for Webflow, I think it's what was the name of the agency working with them? I just forgot it. But yeah, they've done it for them, and basically it's taking back the conventions from the FinSuite. Yeah, they have like a convention that is like, you know, in the CSS world you have BEM, and they took it for Webflow, and maybe we'll have something like this. But in the meantime, we don't have any. What I would suggest is sticking to the same one. So because WeWeb is all about JavaScript, and JavaScript world is all about camel case, so you know, like having all the words together but with uppercase, maybe use this. But if you're used to snake case, you can do this too.
Yeah, the most important thing is to remain consistent.
Yeah,
when you made a choice, keep it on your project.
Yeah,
and it's not a big deal to make one choice or another. The big deal is to keep it.
It's no code. We're not like coders that are crazy with naming conventions, but that's really important though. But yeah, I would say, like as Flo said, if you have one for elements, keep it for like workflows, variables, everything. Yeah.
And many places in WeWeb, you can put spaces and it won't be an issue because you are using IDs behind the curtain. But developers did all those conventions to prevent the code from popping an error. So this is why they were like really hard with this. It's not a big deal if you put spaces in WeWeb, for example, in the name, because you can read it a bit easier. But if you put rules, keep the rules.
I think we have one last question that maybe we can take about a login that is broken on the homepage. So Elise is asking, I have /login set to be my homepage, but if I go directly to mysite.io/login, it's a 404. Is this expected? Are you sure that the logging page is public? Because we have many users that what they do is that the public pages are like their home page needs a login, but in the plugin, you redirect to this page. But if the page is private, it will do an infinite loop. Yeah. So maybe double check this. And otherwise, maybe we have some small time to get you on stage.
It's maybe public. Yeah. And it go on stage. We're going to find out why.
The logging page is publicly, yeah, maybe it's a redirection settings. So I will invite you. Yeah. Let me 1 second. So it is promotes. Yeah. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. All right. It's going to be really funny if we do this and it works just fine this time.
That happens, but yeah, we won't.
It happened a lot to us.
It does happen. Okay. All right. Can I share my screen? All right. So this is my staging URL. And you can see this is my login homepage. If I'm here, everybody can access. And then if it's actually like /login.
That's because it's your home page. This is why.
Because it's the homepage?
Yes, exactly. So it's even if you put the URL login in here, as it is your home page, it will be for the row URL.
Yeah, that's something we will need to add in the product, but basically the path is not taken into account on your homepage. So you can just access it on like the normal /. But what I would suggest though is that it's not really best practice to use the logging page as the homepage. So even if you don't have any homepage, maybe just do a dummy page and redirect to the logging page, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So it is expected because it's the it's
but that's
the
something
homepage. Okay.
That's not written in the product.
Just a page, leave it empty, that page, and just in the settings you're gonna or just in the workflow of the page. So on
just
the page
redirect it automatically to login.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't do that because we have a marketing site and that's kind of the front part, and this is only for users that we invite. And so I was like, well, I don't need a homepage, but that makes sense. I was running into this issue when I was trying to do magic link stuff, that the URL wouldn't get the login part of the URL. So that's helpful. Thank you so much for taking my very, very late last minute question. It's nice to chat. I mean, y'all.
No worries.
A great day.
Okay, so sorry, I think we'll need to finish for today. But the thing is that office hours are now weekly. So next Tuesday, we'll see you again. So you'll be able to ask your questions again. And I will work also on making the replays available for everybody. So yeah, I hope you like the new format. Sorry, it was a bit slow because I still have to handle Zoom, and that's kind of a beast. But that was really cool to talk to you people. I really loved it. I think Flo too. Seeing faces also, it's really cool.
Exactly.
So yeah,
see faces, projects. It gives us energy in the morning to work hard when we see what you do. So
and hopefully it will make Flo change the roadmap for you guys. Maybe. But yeah, and anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to ping us next time. In the meantime, have fun building with WeWeb and see you next week. Bye.